I thought it was positively delicious.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you know it was mostly Roger's doing.
I suppose you could lend a poor soul like me some insight as to what wizardry it may have been. On To Live Without Repose.
Oh, well, to tell you truthfully, I don't remember.
It's the idiosyncrasies in him. That's why he doesn't remember.
What are your plans now,
Me or who do you mean?
Ida?
Just suffer through it, I suppose. It's always been a bit of a chore at a certain point. But it was easier when, or it is easier when you're feeling it. You know, really feeling it, and when you get to that point, it's hard to move on from, you know, because it feels so, you know, just so in music or anything really, and it's a hellish thing to sometimes look that kind of thing in the eye and see that, hey, you know, just realize that, hey, maybe it's not the best thing for us, and yeah, then it's just hard to let it go, hard to let all of that go, even if you know you have to.
We're really making very good progress. It's been, you know, it's not always easy getting back in there after all this time off.
We have to avoid making things tedious.
But I thought you all started meeting up again a month ago.
Well, yes.
Well, isn't that enough?
It would seem not.
Are the touring days well and truly behind you?
Well, you should ask Cliff. You know, he knows everything.
Well, I'm asking personally. How can I face my future biography if I never get the chance to go to one?
Assuming any of us will live that long.
That's steep.
If we decide we want to, we will. Nothing's out right now. No plans banging about there. No thoughts at all, really. A paying crowd, you know. The fans wouldn't want to hear all this woe is me drivel anyway. Never mind the music.
Roger, anything to add?
I'd say no. It'd be hard to. I can't promise one thing or the other, you know.
Roger, in the beginning, the other two brought you in with a clear role in mind. Did that help you feel like a Pluto, or did it make it more difficult?
No. I felt that it felt more like an opportunity than anything else, you know. I wasn't really anything then, you know, as I realized later. But they were a band. We are a band, and they asked for me. You know, with all that, how can you be selective on, or selective with what you become?
And you did very well, Roger. Top marks.
Oh, I get to use some terrific equipment.
And wonderful songwriters. You know, like me.
Yeah, it's the best. I mean, I think the results are what they are. They, you know, speak for themselves. And lots of vacations.
How are the vacations? You must be going on them since we've heard so little from you.
Dull. But I haven't got a studio with me when I go, that is, and I haven't the courage to ask Gordon to loan anything out.
I've been embargoed or tariffed or whatever, you know, since a few weeks into recording. And since I like to, you know, wait for the right kind of inspiration, it can be quite frustrating to have to meet an obligation that doesn't really allow for it. And can't really find the time or anything. My options have become quite restricted.
Stuck domestically? Can't scratch that exotic itch?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with the countryside, no. You know, I prefer our countrysides anyway.
Did you, Roger? Everything all right?
Yes. I'm eagerly awaiting, well, firstly, continuing in the studio, since we're doing such good work, and also the days off afterwards, you know. You get to spend months and months in a little room hunched over or cheesing people off, and it goes on and on and on and all that. But once the thing is out there and people hear what you've been slaving over, you know, that first week of hearing how everyone reacts to it, that's everything, even if it's not particularly liked. People, it being the talking piece, that's what it's all about.
Roger only makes a product, you see.
Roger, could you expound a bit on the kind of control you have or feel you have once you sort of tie everything up in the bow, as it were, in the studio?
Well, we don't really. It's all been kind of pried out of our hands.